Hello everybody and welcome to 43925 AWOL. We're going to do the exterior portion of the video now. We've got Scott behind the camera and of course I'm Daryl. I'm standing at the helm and what we have is the side power variable speed bow thruster. We have the Raymarine autopilot control. That's actually showing us that our rudder is hard to port. So I'm going to straighten up the helm so that it's center. And then we have a nice 12-inch Raymarine display here. So obviously these Raymarine displays can be programmed here with the different components that you want. This is very typical the way we set it up: depth, speed through the water, apparent wind speed, and apparent wind angle. You know, this is obviously a touch screen as well as has the buttons along the side. That's why we like the Raymarine, because they're a hybrid. And then of course our engine shifter. These are the controllers for our synchronized mainsail. So you push the red button when you're done at the end of the day, and the mainsail goes back in with you tailing the outhaul. And then the green button obviously pulls the sail out on its own completely because the outhaul is being pulled out by the Seldine synchronized winch. We've got the leather wrapped folding wheel. So the way this works is these basically unscrews. This portion of the wheel folds over, so you get a little bit of access later along the side. All right. When I'm sitting here, we've got a shallow cockpit to port because obviously the quarter berth is on this side. So we, you know, small stuff, winch handles, you know, whatnot. Yanmar engine control, Yanmar start stop power button. Helm seat. This becomes now a cooler box because there is no propane in here. So that makes a really handy cooler box for drinks. Got double lifeline gates going off to the stern. And then if you lift up the cockpit hatch to starboard, it gives you access to your utility room. And this is how you would drop the fenders right in here, and they store right along that aft bulkhead. This is your manual bilge pump. Manual bilge pump. That was your manual bilge pump handle. Electric Harkin primary winches, 2-speed. These are the 65s. And then you've got a line storage bin here. We've got the green main sheet. We've got the red jib sheet. We've got the blue reacher sheet. And we've got the blue and yellow fleck reacher furling line. So this boat does have the manual furling, and so you would have the furling line. If you have the electric head sail furlers, obviously the furling lines go away. We've got sheet stoppers here on the coaming at the main sheet, and the jib sheet go through, and the same thing is duplicated on the other side, so it allows you to literally trim the main, the jib, or the reacher from either primary winch from the helm position. So all the controls for the sheet lines and the furling lines are right here. There's really, I mean, except for the boom vang and the topping lift and the traveler, everything, all the controls for sailing are right here at the helm. And of course, the smaller winch is for the reacher furling line. Further up the coaming, we have another storage bin for lines, which we have our spinnaker halyard in. We have our boom vang and our traveler. These do lock for if you ever need to lock them. Obviously our Iverson canvas, really nicely done. Dodger, place for your phone or something else, a little gadget. We've got additional electronics here on the sea hood. We've got a depth, wind point, wind speed, and then we've got speed over ground and speed through the water. Now, if they're looking a little bit funny, that's because we've left the little covers on them, and we allow the owners to take the covers off. They chose the teak cafe doors. So when you do the teak cafe doors, you get the trim in teak as well as the hatch trim in teak. If you do don't select the teak and you do standard, then this would be starboard, either gray or sand color starboard, depending on what your finish is on the boat. Speaking of finish, obviously this is the ivory deck with the camel tan non-skid. The port cabin top, we have the traveler, the out haul, and the topping lift. And the way the synchronized mainsail works is you wrap the topping lift around the Selden synchronized winch, and then you push the buttons that we showed you there at the helm. This winch will turn, pulling the out haul line out, which then deploys the mainsail as the winch inside the mast allows the sail to come out, but basically keeps enough tension on it to where it's not, you know, flocking all over the place. And then to reverse the process, you basically take the out haul off of this winch, you manually tail it with your hand with, this, of course, the stopper open, and then you engage the red button at the helm, and the winch inside the mast will then take the mainsail in. Nice system, nice and easy. And Leslie thinks it's actually a safety feature, because if she decides to throw me overboard, she'll have an easier time of putting the main away. All right. This actually, the Selden winch also works as an independent winch. So you have your topping lift here. You, of course, take it around the winch, push either 1, 2, or both at the same time, makes it a 3-speed winch. And it's honestly, it's like an elevator ride to the top of the mast. Okay. Looking up here at the top of the Dodger, obviously we've got a handrail all the way full width on the Dodger. And then we give you a little light here as well. So if you come in at night, you're able to grab the little flashlight out and, you know, find yourself around, you know, maybe, you know, light up the little companionway, the light or something like that. All right, we do, of course, have the connector panel in that goes between the Dodger and the Bimini. And then we've got, you know, the similar line storage over here on the port combing. As we mentioned, the same furling winch for the jib, furler, and then our reacher sheet, our jib sheet, and our main sheet, and of course our duplicate electric primary. We've got the Yanmar engine control, as we mentioned earlier, and then aft, last but not least, is our hot and cold shower off. Stern rail seats. We haven't put out the cockpit cushions yet on the boat. We usually don't do that until the owners take delivery. So Scott can show you our transom. We do some nice independent steps, handrails on the second step. So when you're coming up the ladder, you have something to grab. There's handrails on the stern itself, and that's there. So if you come up from the water, you can grab those if you need to while you're pushing the button for the swim ladder to pop out. And they also protect the engine exhaust flap for the dinghy as the dinghy's coming up. We've got blue lights underneath each one of those steps that are on a fader here located on the port side of the helm. The davits, as we mentioned, you can put a nice, you know, anywhere from a 9 to 11.5 foot dinghy back here. Honestly, a 10.5, 11.5 seem to fit the best. You can put whatever size outboard you want, but commonly is anything from a 5 to a 20. And then the davits, you can raise the dinghy with the davits and the davit lines. And if you look here, the davit lines come through out the arch at the base of it. They go through sheet stoppers here underneath the stern rail seat, which has a lead directly to the primary winch. So raising the dinghy is not by hand if you don't want it to. It's literally, you can push the 1 or 2 speed on the Harken winch. So one person can be kind of guiding the dinghy along while the other person's operating the electric winches, which makes it really nice to bring that dinghy up. All right, port side helm. We have our light control for our courtesy lights. So this is the dimmer where you can, the little blue lights that we have at the gates as well as under the step, as well as we have a little blue light here as well. These can control here. You have the anchor windlass up and down. You've got the standard cigarette plug-in as well as the standard two-place USB connector. As we mentioned, the RAM ICOM VHF mic. Let's see, lights in the Dodge, excuse me, in the arch that we talked about down below. So 3 lights in there. Oh, the solar panels. We do have twin 425, excuse me, these are 400 watt solar panels. So we can, get up to 800 watts going. And as we saw down below, we're doing about, mid 5s right now today. And it's kind of a, sunny to partly cloudy day. Cockpit table is also made out of teak if you decide. If not, its standard is the starboard. And of course we do the inlaid star as well. And with every cockpit table standard comes the drink holder. And we match the cockpit table with the drink holder in either teak or starboard. Nice pedestal guard you grab onto. Of course, the nice compass, full-size compass. I've seen boats recently where they don't even give you a compass anymore. I'm going to walk up here on the side deck. Solid rail from the gate back to the stern rail. Nice boarding gate here with, again, the little blue light. Nice high stanchions. Catch you below, above the knee, so you don't have to worry about being flipped over the boat. Stainless steel full-length handrail all the way down the deck. Nice stainless steel Durade vents, stainless guards. We've mounted a hard pack life raft, Seldine solid vang, Seldine mast and boom. 12 stays holding up this mast, all oversized stays, mast guards. This is our self-tacking jib track here that we designed with Harken. So we got rid of the boom on the boats, and now we've got a foredeck that's nice and clear, open. As you can see, it's the ivory deck with the two-tone non-skid, substantial bow pulpit. Many manufacturers today are really going skimpy on their bow pulpits, on the bow anchor setup. So we've got, nice launches there for our anchor. Nice rollers. We use the Mantis roller with the guides on top, the guide on the bottom. We use the Mantis swivel, 3/8 high test chain, 350 feet or 400 feet, depending on what you'd like to have. Either the 65 or the 85 Mantis anchor. And then of course we do a secondary anchor package if you want. These particular owners did not select that, but we certainly can. Nice stainless steel anchor stopper that we mount up so it's at the right angle between the anchor roller and the windlass itself, the low franz Tigris windlass. So full chain to starboard, as I mentioned, 350 to 400 feet. And then if you did do a secondary anchor, it would be obviously to port. And then if we open up the hatch above the anchor locker, you can see that we've got, I believe that's 400 feet of chain loaded in there. And of course, the other side is available for storage and or additional ground tackle when they decide to do that. Hooks on both sides here on the hull side for hanging different things that you would want to hang and install there. We've got a raw water washdown as well as a freshwater washdown. We've got foot controls for the windlass up and down. So and then Scott's gonna work his way back to oh, we didn't point out the manual Furlex furlers. Many of the boats, as y'all have seen, have electric furlers, and this is obviously the line furlers, so you can see what those look like. I'm going to put this hatch cover back on, and we're going to step off the boat and let you take a look at the exterior and as a whole. So while Scott works his way down the deck, gives you a good chance, a second look at the deck as he comes aft. Oh, I even forgot to mention the Harkin 6-way adjustable main sheet traveler. So 6-to-1 purchase on that. Another look at the Dodger and the connector, the Bimini, solar panels. Just got down off the boat without falling down. Good job. All right, so as we mentioned a couple of times, we've got an ivory hull, ivory deck with the Camo Tan non-skid, 43925. Navy blue boot stripe with blue bottom paint. And we'll finish up here with a shot of the transom. There she is, AWOL, Indian Lake, Pennsylvania. All right, well, again, if you guys see Pat and Monica on AWOL out on the water, make sure you say congratulations and hi. And if you're ready to order your Island Packet 439, or if we can help you in any other way, please let us know. As always, be safe while you're out on the water, and God bless.